Well, folks, it's a sad day in the world of country music. We have to say goodbye to a true legend. Joe Bonsall, the bass singer for the Oak Ridge Boys, has left the building at the ripe old age of 76. After 50 years of making music with the iconic group, he's finally hanging up his hat. But while we're shedding a tear, we can't forget Joe's legendary sense of humor. I must remind you that Joe Bonsall has Irish roots. Joe Bonsall's great-great-great-grandfather was Edward Francis Blewett, who grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania after the Blewetts arrived in the US from Ireland. During his visit to Ireland, President Joe Biden, who is also of Irish descent, referenced the poetry of Bonsall's great-grandfather Blewett, reciting the line "From the fairest land, except my own, 'neath sun, star and moon, the citadel of liberty, my mother's land, Arun." The search results indicate that Bonsall's Irish heritage and connection to Ireland were an important part of his identity and background. His visit to Ireland and the warm reception he received there were deeply meaningful to him, as he expressed feeling like he was coming home. So in summary, the evidence clearly shows that Joe Bonsall had strong Irish roots that were an integral part of his personal and family history. So he wouldn't want us to be sad. He'd want us to remember the good times, the laughter, and the joy he brought to so many. Joe was the heart and soul of the Oak Ridge Boys. He joined the group in 1973 and never looked back. From the moment he stepped on stage, he made an indelible mark. Think about that. 50 years, half a century of dedication, passion, and unforgettable performances. That's longer than some marriages last. His commitment to the group was unwavering. He was their longest-serving member, which is saying something in the world of music. In an industry where bands come and go, Joe's presence was a constant. Joe was the glue that held those harmonies together. His voice was the foundation upon which the Oak Ridge Boys built their sound. As we bid farewell, let's celebrate the legacy he leaves behind, a legacy of music, laughter, and love. Thank you, Joe, for the memories. You will be missed but never forgotten. Now, for those of you who might be too young to remember, the Oak Ridge Boys weren't always country superstars. They actually started out as a gospel quartet back in the 1940s. Can you imagine? Those four lads all scrubbed clean and singing hymns. But it was in the 1970s with Joe on board that they really hit their stride. They went country and boy did they go big. Platinum albums, Grammy Awards, you name it. And through it all, Joe was there, belting out that bass line. He was like a human subwoofer. Of course, we can't talk about Joe Bonsall without mentioning Elvira. This song is synonymous with the Oak Ridge Boys and has become a timeless classic. That song was a monster hit. It resonated with fans across the globe and became an anthem for many. It topped the charts in 1981 and became their signature tune. The song's success catapulted the band to new heights. And you know what made that song so darn catchy? Joe's booming bass on the papa mau mau part. His deep voice added a unique flavor that was unforgettable. But Joe was more than just a one-hit wonder. His talent extended far beyond Elvira. He was an incredible vocalist and a true showman. His ability to engage with the audience was unparalleled. He loved connecting with the audience and his energy was infectious. Fans could feel his passion and dedication in every performance. Whether they were singing gospel, country, or even a bit of pop, Joe brought his A-game every single night. His versatility and commitment to his craft made every show a memorable experience for the audience. Section 4, Joe's jocularity. A few good men jokes. Now, I know Joe was a man of faith, but he also had a wicked sense of humor. He loved telling jokes and pulling pranks on his bandmates. I remember one time backstage at a show, he convinced the other guys that their tour bus had been towed. They were running around like headless chickens until Joe finally put them out of their misery. He said it was like watching a bunch of old sheepdogs trying to herd a runaway tumbleweed. He had them in stitches, as usual. Section 5, The Music Never Dies. Remembering Joe Bonsall. Joe Bonsall was more than just a singer. He was a beacon of joy and a symbol of resilience in the music industry. He was an entertainer, a storyteller, and a true original. His ability to connect with people through his stories and songs was unparalleled. He touched the lives of millions with his music and his humor. His concerts were not just performances, they were experiences filled with laughter, tears, and unforgettable moments. And even though he's gone, his legacy will live on. His songs will continue to be sung, and his stories will continue to be told. So the next time you hear Elvira, crank it up loud, sing along, and remember the big guy with the even bigger voice. Let the music fill your heart and soul. He wouldn't want it any other way. Rest in peace, Joe. Your spirit will always be with us. You'll be missed, but never forgotten. Your influence and impact on the world of music will remain forever. And hey, if you see Elvis up there, tell him I said hello. Keep the music alive up there, Joe.